Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Mrs. M, your host. And if you haven't, make sure you click the link below. That way you can subscribe to my channel. So I'm so excited today to actually do an interview with one of our former students from Crack the GovCode Course Academy. And she is doing fantastic things. And I'm so excited to introduce her, talk about her business, what she's got and what she's working on. And then I'm going to ask her a couple of questions on why does she feel she's so motivated to continue to move. We talked about payroll, a couple of things. So go ahead and introduce yourself and let's get started.
Hi, my name is Mavis, and I am the owner of ICGM Group, which is a construction company, and that's the one that I won my first federal contract. And I also own a facility maintenance company called BCBM. But the one that we hear that we're talking about it today is the ICGM, which is the construction company.
Construction company. So how long have you been in business?
Over 5 years. I
Over
started
5 years.
Yes, I started in 2017.
Okay. So I always like to ask people why. Why business and why government? Why did you add federal government contracts to your business? So you added a division of federal contracts or government contracts, whether state. Did you already have? So when you first got started, was it private? Were you doing the private industry?
I wasn't private. I was
Okay.
doing mostly retail. All the bed and baths, Ultas, Targets, little
Wow.
Walmart. So I started in retail, but my biggest account was bed and bath.
Okay.
I was renovating most of all of them. But on the last project, we had the little problem because the owner of the bed and bed decided to commit suicide, and we pretty much started staying behind on our payments. And after that, I told my husband, you know what? I'm done with the retail. I'll do it if I have to. But I like the state and federal level. They're more secure, they're more stable in terms of payments, things like that. So that's why we decided to do the switch.
Okay. So that made you feel like you, because I know when I got started, I was doing the larger ones as well, and a lot of it came from building relationships because a lot of people don't know, well, how do you get started with the large ones? What came from building the relationships, doing the networking, having a great product and a service. Would you say that that's what you found worked for you too? Before you even got into federal and state and local contracts, you
Yes.
kind of did the networking, building a relationship because you don't get big accounts, large accounts like that without doing something.
No, no.
Okay.
I
So it was a
started
lot.
as a subcontractor for all of the large GCs. I just
Oh,
yes, that was my way to get into the system and see how they work. My last government project, I went in as a subcontractor for all the Division 9 for the VA clinic. It was like a $7 million project. And on that one, we did the drywall framing, painting, and for our part, our scope, we made 1.7 by being part of that federal. So I use the VA as my past performance as a subcontractor. So when I bid for the government for the Air Force Base, I added that on my resume, even though I was a subcontractor.
I love that. I love that story. So you came in with a strategy on seeing how you were going to. So you had gone in, did like a 1.7 million, which you guys' scope of work, put it all together, use that from a sub
Yes,
because you wanted to go in and understand how it worked and you felt more comfortable. Then
yes.
once you went in, you were then able to go in and start bidding directly for yours. So you came in as a sub. Because a lot of people always ask me, how did I get started? I got started as a sub as well. Subcontracting affords you a lot. It affords you one, you don't have to worry about the payment because you
Mm-hmm.
know that they're, you vet them well, they're going to pay you. Then two, you get the past performances. I got the past performances. We
Yes,
did like a GSA
right.
contract for a subcontractor. And then from there, that past performance helped me to win federal, state, and local bids.
Yes.
I love that. And so then the new one you're talking about, this new contract you received, I think you said that this is under your construction, correct?
Yes, this one I'm gonna be a prime. So
Okay.
it's my whole project, and based on the VA project that I was a subcontractor, now I know how the government works as far like the certified payroll that I learned with the VA as a sub, the insurance requirements. So it was a really good experience by me being a subcontractor with the VA, because right now I'm like ready to take over this one. Um,
Gotcha. So
yes,
you
it was
learned
like
because I know with me, we did have to have certified payroll. And there's a lot of moving parts if you don't know what that means. We had to make sure we paid them a certain amount and we had to have background
yes.
check. We can only have workers that were certified as far as we had done the background check. Now I know earlier we were talking about your employees and your subs. So you do this full time, correct?
Yes, I'm a
So
full
this is your
time.
full time, left your 9 to 5, really serious in it, doing it, into it. And you were saying that if you could tell me a little bit about the subcontractors that you use. So you have like a team of regular subcontractors you vetted. And then if you could talk about that a little bit.
Yes, on my construction company, I have my 5 in-house guys. I have my superintendent, I have my construction manager, I have my project manager, and yeah, so they pretty much do all the dirty part of the job. And then I just bring it in the other trades, the
Okay.
electricians, the plumbers, and the sprinkle system and the HVACs. Those are the ones that are only subbed out. So I try to stay mostly in-house so that way I
Okay.
can save on costs. And
Okay.
then because those bigger trades are the ones that they take most of my budget, as
Gotcha.
far as like payments, like the
Okay.
electricians, the plumbers, the HVACs. So I like the system. I'm trying to get more people because with the government, you have to make sure that they're all legal and don't
Yes.
have any background, any problem on their background. So I love my guys. For this project, I'm not gonna be able to use them because they have like a little past felony here, so they're not able to be on the base because of that. So I'll
Right on
be a
that
little bit
base.
short-staffed on this one for the government one, but now I'm learning that I have to make sure that my people are like 100% like no.
Right. Everything, all their companies are up. And we talk a lot
Yes.
about building the foundation. I know one of the things, excuse me, with Crack the Gov Code we talked about in the module 1 and 2 was that building the foundation, having your insurance, having all those things in place. Because when you're looking at scaling like you are and doing, $1 million projects, and I think you said this one, was like you're working on like building 800,000 and 400,000 for that. When you're doing larger and you make sure you've dotted your I's and crossed your T's, doing that and vetting the subs. So that helps you when you start and you're starting to pick up really fast. You don't want to have to worry about all that. You want, like a lot of people say, well, what can I be doing now? Now is the time to vet your subs. This is the time. Before you start winning your contract, I had a young lady call me today, and she was at one of our events that we just had in, I think it was August, met her in person, doing well, certified, but she was saying, once again, how do I find the actual workers? And I was telling her one of the things was DSBS. How did you find yours? Were they mainly the ones you had were when you were doing your commercial side, right?
Yes, most of mine I brought them in, and also most of mine they're like retired vets, so it works out
Oh,
really well. And they've been having their own companies, but they're like in an age that they don't want to do a lot anymore. So it worked out really well because they're like, hey, Mavis, I am just tired of having to do the job. I don't mind joining you for this venture. And that's my challenge now because I have to keep bringing him more projects.
and that's a good idea. I'm a veteran, retired veterans who've been doing this. They don't want to do it. You know that they've got that background. Most people that are veterans, you have to, you can't do anything illegal or anything like that, or you're going to get kicked out.
Mhm.
So a lot of that makes sense because we get a lot of people, because this is like the middleman method at its finest. You're putting all these people together, putting all these skill sets together. You happen to not be doing the work, you're subbing. And that's what people don't understand about the middleman. The middleman You could be somewhere else. You could hire a whole crew. Of course, you have to look at what percentage you can do. Construction has a percentage of what you have to do with the middleman, how much percentage of the contract you have to cover as well. But what works is you can do the middleman and put all the skill set together. So people say, well, I'm doing the middleman. What should my capability statement look like? Well, put the skill set of what the industry is you want to work on,
Mhm.
and then put, like you're doing, put this person, put that team there, do this, and you're able to leverage the worker, the 1099s, your employees, all of that. And like you said, it works. I mean, you have to tweak it, but it begins to come and start to gel. Would you kind of agree that's kind of how it is?
Yes, yes. Yes, I do like the system that we have set up now that do now most of our in-house and even our subs, they already experienced the government. We had a site visit last week, and my HVAC, my plumber, they already have the badges. I'm like, okay, that makes my life
Wow.
much easier. Yeah. So because they're already familiar with those projects, and that helps me a lot feel safe that, hey, they already know the system, they know how we're gonna work, and that works out really well for us.
So let me recap. You started doing it as a commercial. That
Yes,
experience helped you become a subcontractor on the VA. That
yes,
gave you federal or government experience, which then helped you land your prime contract. So it was
yes.
kind of like, and see, that's what I love. You did a step, another step. You didn't get frustrated and go straight for, well, if I haven't won a prime contract, then something's going on. Would you not say that the government strategies do work? The problem is it's like a puzzle. You've got to put the pieces together in order for it to work for you. And you're really learning the pieces. Hopefully our Crack the Gov Code course helped with some of that, with the
Oh
learning the
my
pieces.
gosh, you don't know how much high opening your class was for me.
Good.
I'm still having problem with the DFBS. I've been fighting with FBA all this time because there's something with my UEI, but that's another story. But your class opened me like ways like how to use the FPDS to go find the expired contracts, how to narrow the subs on SAMs. I use that a lot. I
Well,
go over
thank
there
you.
and I spend my time looking because most of my subs are found from over there. I found on SAMs.
Right.
Yes, there's a little icon in there that you can find like a subs that they were already working with the government. So a lot of them came from there. So and I learned that from you. So I'm like, thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so
Yeah, so
much. I am.
I really appreciate that.
But you know, when I met with you at the event, I can always kind of tell the people that are serious. I've met people who've been in business 10 years and they don't have their foundation, or they're really not focused. I could tell you were focused. I could tell you're serious. I loved your logo. It looked very professional. And I
Oh,
always tell
thank
people you
you.
can get a professional logo. It helps brand you. You put the groundwork in. You're here because of you taking the time to do it. We provide a blueprint, but you have to do the work. And that's what people don't understand. It's not a get rich quick thing, but you can become very, very wealthy, rich, change lives, leave a legacy, feel secure with government contracts. It's just doing the strategy like you've done, understanding you have to put the work in, and you set up a strategy with subcontracting. I love
Mhm.
that way. That's exactly what I did, and it worked. So I just want to say thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate it. I appreciate the shout out for our course. And we really, really love working with companies and seeing the progress. And like I always like to say, it's two people doing it. It's not just our course. It's you wanting to go in and implementing it, because you don't even have to finish it. But when you do it, you see the results. And I'm so glad you did, because someone that has your experience to take the course and still feel like you've learned something with all the experience you had before you even came to us means a lot. So thank you so much.
You
And
are.
anyone that is interested in learning more, please click the link. Every week I do a masterclass going over some of what we've talked about here today. And I hope to see you in one of our master classes soon. I call it our lunch and learn. Until next time, be safe and take care, and I'll see you soon.